Question 17. A summer camp counselor wants to find the length of x in feet. So this is the x in the diagram. So this is the unknown distance that we're trying to find, I guess. Okay, let's continue reading. Across the lake as represented in the sketch above, the lengths represented by AB, EB, BD, and CD on the sketch were determined to be 1,800 feet. So let's start with AB. So this is the AB, 1,800. So AB is over here. So that's 1,800 feet. EB is 1,400 feet. So EB is right there. So that's 1,400 feet. And BD is 700. BD is that one, 700. The last one is a CD. CD is right there. That's the 800. Okay, segments AC and DE. AC, so AC, this one, and ED or DE intersect at point B, and angle AEP and CDE, that CDB. So this angle, they have the same measure. So this angle and that angle will have the same measurements. What is the value of an x? Okay. So these are two triangles. We have a triangle ABE and triangle BD or BCD. And we're given with some lengths and some angles, right? These two angles are in same measurements. And we also know these two angles will be the same measurements, because when you have two lines crossing, two angles facing each other will have the same measurements. That is called vertically opposite angles. They have same. Okay, that means this will also have the same angles. Okay, so three angles in a triangle, and if we know two pairs are same, that means the third one, the last one, will have the same measurements as well. So these two will have the same, like this, and that. So three angles are same even though they're in different sides. If they have same angles, that means they are similar triangles. Same angles or angle measures, and we call those triangles similar triangles. And similar triangles, they have corresponding sides are in the same proportion. Which means side AE and corresponding side from the smaller triangle BCD, the ratio of these two sides will be same as the other pairs. So let's figure out the corresponding sides. So AE over DE, there is pair. And let's pick the ones that have the length given. So AB and the corresponding side would be BC, but we will not choose those two because we don't know the length of BC. So let's choose the other pair. EB and corresponding side would be BD, and we know both lengths given. So BEB. We put the bigger triangle side on the top. Make sure you use the correct order. So AE is for the bigger triangle. EB is for the bigger triangle. Denominator will take the smaller triangle. and EB and BD. So that would be the relation. So AE, we don't know. That will be X over DE, oh, I made a mistake. So it's not DE, it's CD or DC. So DC. So DC is 800. EB is 1,400. And BD is 700. Okay. So as you can see, so 1,400 is double of 700. So it's doubled. So that means X has to be double of 800. So X is 1,800 feet. So that's how you find the answer. If somehow, or for other questions, if the numbers are not nice like this, the relation is not nice like this, multiply by 2, then you would have to cross multiply. So I'll show you how to do that. So cross multiply like this and figure what the X is. So 700 times X, 700X, 800 times 1400. Okay, do not multiply these two numbers because it will give you the big number. So we still need to do some dividing. We'll just leave it as multiplication form. 800 times 1,400 divided by 700. 1,400 divided by 700 is 2. And the X is 800 times 2, which is 1,600. So that's how you get the answer. Question 18. So this is another system of equation, linear equation. And we're finding what the X is. Okay. So we don't have to find the Y. So the easier way is to solve this system by eliminating the other variable. So which is Y. Okay. And then you can just find what the X is without finding the Y. Okay. So since we're going to use either elimination method or substitution. But here I'm going to use elimination method. And we're going to get rid of the Y variable. Okay. So to eliminate the Y terms, we will make the coefficient of a Y term the same. So this one has a 2 and this one has 1. We're going to multiply the first equation by 2. To have the same number in front of the Y term, Y variable. So it will be 2x plus 2y is negative 18. And just copy the second equation, the same. So since they have the same sign in front of the coefficient of the Y terms, we're going to subtract two equations. So 2x minus x, that's x. Y terms are gone. Negative 18 minus 25, it's negative 18 plus 25, which is 7. And we got the answer. X is 7. And that is the answer. Okay. Question 19. In a right triangle, one angle measures x degrees, where sine x is 4/5. And the question says find the cosine of 90 degrees minus x. So if you know the relation of the sine and cosine with these two angles, it's called complement angle. But if you do not know that relation, there's another way to do this question using diagram that I'm going to show you how to solve this using the diagram without knowing the relation. Okay, so let's start with drawing the right triangle. So we have a right triangle with right angle on the top right corner like this. And I'm going to label the angles. So I'll call this A, B, C. And let's use the angle of A here as the X degrees. Okay, so using using our diagram, we can write the sine X degrees using the side length. Okay, so I'm going to call the side length AB as C. That is because it's opposite to the angle C. And side CB as a side length A. I'm going to use a lowercase a. And the last one B because they're opposite to the angle ABC. Okay, so remember the sine, cosine, tangent ratios. So easiest way to remember the sine, cosine, tangent basic trigonometry ratio is using SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA, which means sine is opposite over hypotenuse and cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Okay, so sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, using the ratio here. So from the diagram, opposite is opposite of that given angle. So that would be length A. And hypotenuse is always the side opposite to the right angle, the longest side, which is C. Okay, so A over C from our diagram would be the ratio of the sine X. And it is given as 4 over 5 in the question. Okay, and cosine 90 over X degrees is the one that is the angle with the angle B. So that would be the angle 90 over X because the sum of the three angles is 180 and one is 90. That means the sum of these two angles will be 90. And if we call that one of the two is X, then the other one will be 90 minus X. So that's why we call X the angle B, this part, is 90 minus X degrees. So cosine of 90 minus X is adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent of that angle is length A and hypotenuse is just C. So which means A over C, which is 4 over 5, will be the ratio of cosine of complementary angle of the X. So the answer is 4 over 5. So nothing changed. Last question from the no calculation section. If A is 5 square root of 2 and 2A is square root of 2x, what is the value of x? Okay, so we are going to use the first equation to find what the 2A is. So A is 5 square root of 2. To find the 2A, we're going to multiply 2 to whole equation. So that means 2A becomes 2A, and the right side will be 2 times 5 square root of 2. And that is equal to square root of 2x. Okay, so 2 times 5 square root of 2 is 10 square root of 2, and that is equal to 2x. To find the x, you can either change this expression as entire radical. Okay, you have option 1, using entire radical, which means we're going to multiply 10 we're going to put the 10 under the square root sign by taking the square of 10 and then multiply by 2. So that's 10 squared times 2 and take the square root, which is 100 times 2, 200. Or option 2, you could take square whole equation to get rid of the radical sign. Okay, so option 2 is using taking the square. So multiply or take square whole equation. That means 100 times 2 is 2x. X is 100, which gives you the same answer. Okay, so that's it. That is for the no calculation section.